This is your primetime forecast for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's Weather is made possible by the Randolph County Commission, Heron's Tree Service, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Southern Auction Solutions, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Auction 431 South, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, powered by Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, and the venue at 5 Points Farms. Here's Dr. Don.
Good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. Welcome to your primetime forecast for Wednesday, August 30th, 2023. Don't forget about Fall on Main Street coming up on Saturday, October 28th in downtown Roanoke, 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. We're going to have arts and crafts, food trucks, train rides, holiday market, a job fair, live music, and Dr. Don's Weather will be live and on scene with you throughout the day. We're going to have a good time. Hope you make your plans to join us for Fall on Main, Saturday, October 28th in downtown Roanoke. Also, don't forget to get in touch with this guy right here. It's Jamie Dukas. He can help you with your insurance, both your personal and commercial insurance. He can save you money, and it doesn't cost you a dime to find out how much. All you got to do is scan the QR code on the screen, give him a call at the number at the top of the screen, or click the link at the top of the video to find out exactly how much Jamie Dukas can save you with Alpha Insurance. Lots to talk about today. Make sure you head over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, and click the little bell so that if we go live to cover severe weather, you'll get that push notification. I don't think we have to deal with severe weather today. We have a monster, massive hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico, but I think it's going to stay just far enough away from East Alabama and West Georgia to where I don't think we're going to have any weather woes in our area, but it's not going to be far away. I mean, about 200 miles away or to the southeast of Roanoke, Alabama, it's going to be a totally different world today. This is a major catastrophic hurricane about to make landfall somewhere in the Big Bend area of the state of Florida. Much more about that coming up in just a few moments here on Dr. Don's Weather. But for today, we are looking at just general scattered thunder and not expecting anything severe across East Alabama or West Georgia. As we head into Thursday, things will start to improve. What's left of Idalia will start to move on up to the northeast and pull away from Alabama and Georgia. So our weather, we'll have a chance of a rain shower on Thursday. Weather will be improving. And then as we head into our Labor Day weekend, just a slight chance of a general scattered afternoon thunderstorm on Friday. After that, folks, I got to tell you something. This may be one of the most beautiful Labor Day weekends we have ever had across Alabama and Georgia. It's very common that we're dealing with a tropical storm or a hurricane on Labor Day weekend. That's what we do here in the southeastern United States. But this thing's out of here by Thursday afternoon, and Friday we turn fall-like. It is going to be a fabulous weather weekend. It's going to feel like fall. College football starts this weekend. It's a 3-day holiday weekend, some of us making it 4 days. Thank you. But it is going to be absolutely picture perfect weather-wise this weekend. All right, so let's jump in and talk about the tropics. We got a smorgasbord of tropical systems out there on the board this morning. Of course, we have Idalia about to make landfall there in the Big Bend area of Florida. Franklin moving off to the northeast. We have Invest 11 out in the central Gulf or the central Atlantic. We have a yellow-hatched area of interest that we're watching, and we have another area of interest coming off the African coast. None of those are going to pose a threat to the United States at this point, except for Idalia, which is going to be a major hurricane, already is. And as she makes landfall today, it's going to be, I'm afraid, a mess down there in Florida and in southern Georgia. This is a very dangerous situation down there. Let's take a look at a couple of products. Here's the latest forecast track, and I got to tell you, kudos to the National Hurricane Center. They have pegged this thing and have been for the last 5 or 6 days. I questioned whether or not this thing was going to take that turn back off to the northeast because when storms get as strong as this one has, sometimes they can punch through a cold front. We have a cold front draped across North Georgia, back into central Alabama, and that's what's acting to steer this storm. And it just scares me sometimes because at the last minute, these things can kind of punch through that front and continue moving forward to the north. And that doesn't appear to be the case here. This storm is indeed turning. That's very evident on the radar shots this morning. And so the Weather Service has just done a phenomenal job. It's taking the exact track they gave us 4 or 5 days ago, almost within a couple of miles, which is phenomenal. But anyway, here we go. We make landfall somewhere south of Perry, Florida this morning, around Keaton Beach, if you're familiar with where that is. That's where we believe the landfall will be, and then it's going to track up into southern Georgia, moving right across the southeastern corner of the state of Georgia. Should still be a hurricane as it gets up into southern Georgia this afternoon. We're probably looking at somewhere around Valdosta, maybe a little bit east of Valdosta, and then it's going to continue on up around Homerville, Georgia, come very close to Waycross, Georgia, and then end up somewhere in the neighborhood of Savannah, Hilton Head, maybe Savannah, Pooler, and then back out into the Atlantic, probably around Charleston, South Carolina by this time tomorrow morning. So all interest in those areas I just spoke of, you need to be taking this extremely serious, especially you folks on the Florida side of things, from Perry, Florida, down to Fish Creek. Those are the areas just to the west of Gainesville, and to the south of Tallahassee. Those are going to be the areas. Jacksonville, Florida is going to get a lot of this as well. You folks up here in southwest Georgia, from Albany all the way back up to Columbus, you're going to have a very windy day. Maybe winds gusting 30, 40 miles per hour. A tremendous amount of rain, perhaps. But you're going to be on the good side of this storm. So I'm not really concerned about a lot of severe weather. Though there could be some strong thunderstorms from time to time, we believe all the tornadic activity will stay over on the right-hand side of the screen. I'll show you what I'm talking about when we take a look at your radar here from Southern Union in just a moment. There's your latest satellite, and just look at that. Not a really, really wide storm. It is tight. It is wound up. It is spinning. And it is going to cause a tremendous amount of damage there just south of Perry, Florida, when it makes landfall, probably within the next hour or so. It's very close to landfall right now. The good part to that is we've got a lot of low land right there. This is not a tremendous number of people who live in that area, though there are a lot of fish camps and summer homes there that's going to be destroyed, because we're talking winds in excess of 120 miles per hour here with this storm as it makes landfall this morning in the Big Bend area of the state of Florida. Current conditions at the venue at 5 Points, the 5 Points Farms, 5 Points, Alabama. Yeah, no hurricane conditions here. We're looking at 72 this morning under partly cloudy skies. Wind out of the north-northeast at 5, gusting to 8. That will increase today. You could see winds gusting 15, 20 at times. Wind won't be a major factor today, though. Humidity 99%, barometric pressure 29.75. That's pretty low. We don't typically see that here in the southeast, but with that cane in the hood, that's what's pulling that barometric pressure down. Dew point 72. We've had almost 1/4 of an inch of rain in the past 24 hours. That could go up some today, but again, folks, I'm not looking at any tropical type systems moving through East Alabama or West Georgia, but an occasional outer feeder band and shower certainly can't be ruled out. High temperature of 91 yesterday. Sunrise this morning, 6:13. Sunsets this evening at 7:10 p.m. Boy, this looks a lot better, doesn't it? High temperature this afternoon will be 79 in Roanoke. Ashland will make it to 80, as well as Lineville, Idalia at 79, Woodland 79, Ranburne 78. We'll top out at 79 down in Lafayette. So here's your 6-day forecast from the Alpha Weather Center for today. We're looking at a 60% chance of showers. That'll primarily be this afternoon as Idalia makes its closest approach to East Alabama of about 215 miles. Nothing severe expected today, though a rogue strong thunderstorm can't be completely ruled out. 79 will be your high, 60% chance of rain tonight. And then on Thursday, a 20% chance of showers, mostly sunny skies. Thursday is going to be nice, 85 your high. Friday, a 20% chance of a shower, 80 will be your high. And then look at the weekend. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, not a chance of rain in the forecast. Temperatures will be in the low 80s. Maybe start the day, most of the day Saturday will be in the 70s. Then we'll climb in up to around 82 degrees by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And for your Labor Day Monday, 86 will be your high under mostly sunny skies. No mention of rain in that forecast at this time. All right, now let's talk hurricane. This is the Southern Union State Community College Live Doppler HD radar. This is live and current. This is the latest radar shot as of 6:02 a.m. Central on your Wednesday morning. And let's go down a little bit closer. We'll show you where the hurricane is at the moment, Category 4. And again, we expect landfall to be somewhere just south of Perry, Florida. Right there along the Big Bend area of the state of Florida. And actually, the hurricane symbol is down here. That hasn't updated. We've got the center of circulation, touching the shore as we speak. So we'll be calling this landfall here in the next few minutes. If you're watching this much later than maybe anything much later than 6 a.m. on Wednesday morning, the landfall has already occurred because that's pretty much taking place right now. So that's what we've got going on there. Massive destruction will take place from Perry, Florida down maybe to about 100 miles south of there. You'll notice some red boxes popping up every now and then. Those are tornado warnings. We've got tornado warnings down here north of Fort Myers. We've got several tornado warnings that have popped up this morning in southeast Georgia there to the north and northwest of Brunswick. That will continue moving up the Atlantic coast. So you folks up here around Tybee Island and Savannah, get ready. You've got some feeder bands coming in off the Atlantic that's probably going to spawn some water spouts and maybe even some tornado warnings inland up there. And we'll see that continue. I think the worst weather will be on the Florida East Coast and the Georgia East Coast when we're talking about tornadoes and severe thunderstorms. The rest of this is just going to be a tremendous amount of rain and some very gusty winds. Albany is on the extreme outer fringes of this, though you are under a tropical storm warning from about Albany, Georgia, down to around Tallahassee. Then we see the hurricane warnings pick up from there. But one thing I did want to show you for you folks up here in East Alabama and West Georgia, I wanted to show you the closest pass to you by this hurricane. So we'll run this from Roanoke, Alabama, and we'll take it down. This should be the closest it makes it to East Alabama and West Georgia today. 213 miles, basically, will be the closest this storm will get, and that will take place about 1 o'clock this afternoon as the storm pulls up into southern Georgia near Waycross. That'll be the closest point to Roanoke, Alabama this afternoon with this hurricane. But again, we may be looking at some catastrophic damage undergoing and taking place right now down here in Florida and also southern Georgia. And I don't want folks in southern Georgia to take this lightly, because this has the potential of being Look, I worked down there during Hurricane Michael, so I can tell you firsthand what it looks like when you have a Category 4 or Category 5 hurricane. It's just total devastation as far as you can see. So I'm praying for these folks down here. This is not going to be a walk in the park at all. And I hope everybody got out, because storm surge is going to be phenomenal in that area. So continued prayers this morning for the Big Bend area of Florida and South Georgia. It's going to be a rough day in that area, but the weather across East Alabama and West Georgia should be pretty good. Hey, don't forget to follow us over on Twitter. It's at DSTREN1040. We broadcast all of our weather information on Twitter, just as we do on Facebook, YouTube, and at DrDonWX.com. That's our home on the World Wide Web. Don't forget to sign up for HyperReach. If you live in Randolph County, send the word ALERT to 265-540-8664 to get those local Randolph County notifications. Hey, good Lord willing and the creek don't rise, I'll see you back in here first thing tomorrow morning for another edition of your Primetime Forecast on Dr. Don's
This has been your Primetime Forecast for East Alabama and West Georgia from the Alpha Weather Center, powered by Southern Union State Community College, the venue at 5 Points Farms and Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery. Dr. Don's Weather is supported by the Randolph County Commission, Heron's Tree Service, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Southern Auction Solutions, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Auction 431 South, and Bama Diesel Repair. Be sure to like us on Facebook, share us with all of your friends, and subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on YouTube. We will be back tomorrow morning with another edition of your Primetime Forecast on Dr. Don's Weather.